Hello, hello, and welcome everyone. Today we're going to learn about cross-contamination and how to make sure that doesn't happen while we're making focaccia this week. I can't wait to get started, so let's dive on in. So what is cross-contamination? Well, as you can see here, we are trying to make sure that the bread does not cross-contaminate with the cookie sheet, where that's why we put down a parchment paper. But we're not going to start there. We're going to start by putting water into a bowl, about a cup of water. And then you're going to add about another package of yeast. Yeast can come in two different forms. The one I'm using is active dry yeast, but you can use a different form of yeast, which we could talk all about in another video. And then add some olive oil, and then continue to add, I believe, 4 cups of flour is what I used. I'm sure I'll have that in the description below, exactly how much of each ingredient I put in. And now let's mix that all together. And as we're mixing, let's listen to some ASMR of mixers. So, cross-contamination is harmful bacteria or allergens that spread from one surface of food to another. As if this bowl was not clean, like it had old chicken guts in it, I would not want to mix my bread that I just created in the mixer in the same bowl, or at least clean the bowl. Now, take that mixed dough and continue to mix it by hand until it starts to get a little more tacky. This is what it should look like. Cover it, let it sit for about 45 minutes, come back to it, and ta-da, this is what you should have. But now we're going to have to punch it down and mix it again, and I will show you how we do that. But as we're doing that, the reasons for foodborne illnesses in restaurants are usually caused by cross-contamination. So raw chicken, the slicing of veggies on the same cutting board instead of washing it first, using the same knife for raw meat and cooked food, placing cooked food back on a plate that had raw meat on it, touching your phone while cooking and then handling food, and reusing a marinade that's touched raw meat or cooked items. So preventing these cross-contaminations, remember you want to clean your cutting board, wash your knife, clean tools, keep raw food away from other types of food, and keep the counter clean and your utensils clean. Remember, even allergens can be cross-contaminated, which we will learn in the next video. And these allergens could be peanuts, gluten, dairy, etc., which if they cross-contaminate, you can kill somebody instantly or slowly, depending on what the disease is. But as you can see, we took that dough, we let it rest, we come back, we mix it again. So in the fridge, when you're storing things, make sure what we learned in the beginning of the semester, that you store your fridge from raw meat on the bottom shelf, so to keep the juices from spreading down to the lower types of food in the fridge. And keep fruits and veggies in a veggie drawer or up top, and ready to eat foods even higher. So that's all you really need to know. Once you've allowed the dough to rest and rise several times, you're going to take some olive oil and some parchment paper, put it on a cookie sheet, and spread the olive oil around like I'm doing here. And then you're going to take the dough that you created, that you've let rise several times, and place it on the cookie sheet. You're going to let this rise for another 45 minutes. And after it rises that one time, you're going to squish it down, and then you're going to let it rise again, which I did not show in this video, but you will see me squishing it down later, which we're about to get to right now. So once the dough is finally put down, you're going to stretch it out and get it nice and covered with all the olive oil, and stretch it out as far as you can. Now, once it's risen a second time, you're going to take it out, you're going to uncover it, And you're going to put some, well, I put some rosemary. You could put whatever you want. I put salt and rosemary, specifically kosher salt, because I'm a huge fan of kosher salt. And you sprinkle it on, and there you have it. You have your focaccia dough, which is ready to go in the oven. But before you put it in the oven, you're going to pour some olive oil over it on the top. So of course you're going to need more olive oil than you did before. And here comes my favorite part where you get to use your sense of touch to feel out the dough. And this is what I really want you to write about in your next journal when it comes to how you felt when you were touching the dough and your sense of feeling with touch when it comes to making focaccia dough. Now put it in the oven for 400 for 10 minutes. And when you cut this up for people, make sure you cut this up on a cutting board and make sure that cutting board is clean. Focaccia dough, which I like to have with a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of balsamic vinegar, which we'll add here. And there you have it. You have focaccia bread and olive oil and balsamic vinegar to have with your meal that you're going to create for your family or friends.